Our master says he gives us 5 sutras that, after all, who are seekers? So, the 5 ways. The first level, he says, there are highest level of seekers since birth, and their intensity of aspiration is so high that they succeed in their early childhood. My master ran away from the house at the age of 11. Look at Swami Vivekananda, who came to US in 1892 or 93, and he wrote more than 200 books and died at the age of hardly 37. Shankara, at the age of 37, more than 200 books, traveled throughout India, taught every day. So you think of that at the age of 20 or 25, you have reached that state of enlightenment. As compared to the Buddha, more or less he reached to that enlightenment at the age of 50. So the first sutra throws a light that why they succeed. You know, why shouldn't I succeed and why they succeed? That is a normal question. So that helps us to throw a light on that what kind of a seeker we are. So the Patanjali says, Bhavat Pratyayo Videha Prakrati Layanam. Have you seen people sometime that they take all the events calmly, whether it's a very horrible event in their life or very pleasurable event, they are not elated even if they earn too much or they lose. So that kind of a mindset is known as bhavat pratyayo. Bhavat pratyayo. There are 2 words, bhavat pratyayo and videha prakriti layanam. But before we go there, I want to take one sutra, one verse from Gita. So Gita first thing to understand very clearly that Krishna, the originator of this yoga and meditation, he says, Neha bhikramana shosti pratyavayo na vidyate. Salpam pyasya dharmasya prayate mehato bhayat. On this path of self discovery or meditation, no effort is lost. Make it sure. Have a tremendous faith in this world. No obstacle prevails. Even a little of this practice delivers, saves us from great fears. So what is very important? That you did the practice today. Good. You did not do the practice today. Remind yourself, I did not do the practice. Inspire yourself in the mind. Motivate yourself and continue the journey. So I'm giving a break in between. So now going back, that before we understand that why people succeeds in this journey at an early age and why other people do not succeed in their journey. But one point has to be taken, that no effort is lost in this journey. No effort. That is what Krishna says in the Gita. But before we go, that how these masters or people succeeds at their early age, we should know it so that we should find out whether we can succeed early or not. Normally, we say, no, I have done the practice. So otherwise, what we do, we blame teachers. No, this practice is good, that practice is not good. Question is, are you a good seeker or not? That matters the most. Otherwise, every practice is good. Every practice comes from the same tradition. Whether you have 10 bucks or 5 bucks or 1,000 bucks, every buck is good. That needs to be understood. So now again, a little diversion. Gita says that what qualities we should have that makes a person succeed very early, very fast, in shorter period of time. So he uses the word. There are almost 25 qualities, but I'm referring couple of them. Amanitvam, adambhitvam, ahimsa, shanti arjavam, acharya upasanam, sauchanam, sthairyam, atma vinigraha. Humility in the mind, sincerity in the mind, harmlessness. You know, when people meet you, they find that this guy seems to be totally harmless, but you check yourself that you don't have any thought in a speech, an idea of harming others, and forgiveness. You know, all these are the qualities of the mind. You see, the traits of the mind needs to be at the peak level to succeed in mindfulness. Humility, sincerity, forgiveness, integrity to yourself. Now there is another word, service of the master. What it means? At the highest level, it means that there is a constant learning, there is a contemplation, and there is a reflection on the principles. That is the greatest service one can do to the master at the highest level. Then purity of the mind, then determination, and the last word, last trait is the self control. Means senses are not engaging themselves in pleasure, and then you forget yourself in pleasure seeking and you lose your self awareness. Then you say that, no, I didn't do the practice this week. So, where we started, we are understanding who is the seeker that learns faster, succeeds in a short period of time. So, we have understood the traits of the mind. But one thing more, even if you are frustrated on one day in doing meditation, do you have that aspiration that I will continue? Why? Because no effort in this journey is ever lost. Do I have that faith? Now come to the highest level of seeker. The highest level of seeker are of two types. First, second, highest of level of the seekers are by birth. Second point. Now, who are these two types? One is bhavat bhava pratyayo. Their mind can leave all the thoughts easily without any effort. Their mind remains like a clear screen mirror since their birth. That is why I gave an example of my master ran away at the age of 11. Oh, we do not understand all these stuff, but he ran away at the age of 11. Same thing with Swami Vivekananda. There are many masters, Shankaracharya. So, what happens to their mind? That their mind can dissolve all the thoughts, whether good or bad, pain or pleasure, likes or dislikes, for a sufficient period of time so that they can reflect on the state of the mind easily. They can withdraw their mind easily. They succeed very fast. Now look in case of the Buddha. So when his father king observed and understood from an astrologer who said that this child will become either the greatest master or the greatest warrior. So he has only one son. So he put his son in all kinds of pleasure for almost 6 to 7 years. All kinds of pleasure, so that at least he should forget becoming a master. But his mind was internally already not interested in all these pleasures, even though he was totally engaged in those pleasures. Now compare yourself. You have entered into this journey after a long time. Not like Buddha, but after all, commitment is there, consistency is there. You see that? So he had that intensity, so it took him only a couple of years. And one day he said, "Goodbye, honey. Goodbye, my son. I'm going to meditate now alone in solitude for 6 years." And he got enlightenment at the age of 14. So means that there is a sense of remembering in his mind that continued even when his father put him into all kinds of pleasure. Not interested. He wanted to know, he wanted to reach to that state of permanent happiness. Second, the master Patanjali says the second type of the people, since birth, what they are? Videha. They are Videha. Videha means, what is the meaning of Videha? Meaning of the Videha means that you transcend your body since your birth. Means as if you are living beyond the body. Means what? Again, go back. Means what? That your mind since birth is fully aware, live in that state that I am not the body is not me. I am using the body as an instrument, like I'm using a car, like I'm using a smartphone. Since birth. That is what happened. Lara to Swami Vivekanand, perhaps to my master, and also to the Buddha, and those who succeed faster. So now go a little deeper. Why they live beyond body? That is why I referred the sutra of the verse from the Gita, amanitvam, humility, sincerity, harmlessness, forgiveness, integrity, service to the master. I have already clarified. Steadfastness and self control. When we have all these traits in the mind, you live as if you are living beyond body. Now, can I explain this verse in a different way? So, how can you say a total absence of worldly pride and arrogance? No, this is another way to explain. Harmlessness, a clear, clear intellect. This beer guy was saying that, those who lives beyond body, I have understood, I got this information, but intellect is not clear. No, there must be a clarity and conviction about the knowledge that you are receiving. I'm translating the same traits in a different way. So, a clear and a candid intellect with reference to the knowledge that the master is giving, not this one, Patanjali is giving. That is what I guide and teach. A tolerant and a kind heart. We will talk later about this heart. Mind starts from here up to here. So, normally, when we say the heart, which means also the mind, purity of the mind and the body, and tranquil firmness, tranquil firmness, sincerity is there. So now see that when we study Gita, so Master does not say by birth, Master says that please cultivate the attributes, traits, and the skills of the body, mind, and the intellect to succeed faster and in a shorter period of time. At the same time, remember, I tell you, many people have attended my programs, they have done it, and what happened? I say after 5 years, they have been doing it, and then they went to another teacher, and then they returned back to me. They said, I succeeded. Very good. Why they succeeded? Because they have been doing the practices for the last 5 years, but they give the recognition to the another teacher. That's really good. We are all part of the same tradition. We all are teaching the same thing. So where that verse comes, the master say, Neha bhikramana shusti pratyavayo na vidyate. A single effort, you are listening to the teacher, you did the practice, that very effort will never be lost. It is accumulated as an impression in your mind, provided the mind has the right aptitude and attribute and the trait. So in the first sutra, what we learn, there are 5 sutras, that if now we can realize, am I that kind of a seeker? Am I the highest level of a seeker or not? If I am not, so in the next sutra, we will take, there are 4 qualifications required to succeed as fast as these great masters achieve that state of enlightenment. Sometime in a single session, I start with the Gita and then I realize this guy is not ready. Then I leave that, drop that. I never say anything to them. Then I say, okay, let us pick up the small things. And even if they not succeed, I see their mind is going. That is why Master says a total absence of pride and arrogance, that sense of eagerness should not, if it is there, then I pick up, okay, let me pick up another teaching and let me customize and personalize the practice. Why? Because every person has that aspiration burning deeper within. But in the front, the mind is guided and dictated by the preferences, duality, likes and dislikes. That is why they do not succeed. Are you getting it? That is making a sense. Patanjali always makes a sense because he's the greatest master. I may not make a sense, but bhava pratyayo videha prakriti layanam. Bhava pratyayo, mind is always. It took me many years to feel and to reach to that state. So by birth, not possible with me. Neither neither I felt that I'm beyond the body in the beginning. But by practice. So that comes to the second level of the seeker that we will take up in the next session. There are 4 qualities compulsory, mandatory to succeed into that. Even if that does not, we do not feel like that, then there are 3 more sutras. What happens? So, in these five sutras, he explains there are five levels of the seekers. Huh? You can choose, you can find out which level of a seeker you are, and accordingly, you can continue the journey. So, let us start our practice of meditation. So, let us start